My fellow Americans, tonight I want to speak to you about what the United States will do with our friends and allies to degrade and ultimately destroy the terrorist group ISIS. As Commander-in-Chief, my highest priority is the security of the American people. Over the last several years, we have consistently taken the fight to terrorists who threaten us. We took out Osama bin Laden and much of Al-Qaeda's leadership in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Thanks to our military and counter-terrorism professionals, America is safer. Still, we continue to face a terrorist threat. We cannot erase every trace of evil from the world, and small groups of killers have the capacity to do great harm. At this moment, the greatest threats come from the Middle East and North Africa, where radical groups exploit grievances for their own gain, and one of those groups is ISIS. In order to address this threat, the United States has called upon Hydra Consulting Group. Hydra's Team USA will work together to create a clear policy proposal to confront ISIS. Hydra Consulting Group's Team USA will be providing policy assistance to the United States by answering the following question. What should the U.S. do to confront ISIS? It is my pleasure to introduce the members of Team USA. Daphne Emsley, Katie Christmas, Taryn Gregg, Monica Jones, and Philip Hentz. We are counting on you. Good luck. Our own security depends upon our willingness to do what it takes to defend this nation and uphold the values that we stand for. May God bless the United States of America.
And now we turn to BBC Channel 2 for British Prime Minister David Cameron's speech to Parliament concerning the threat of ISIS.
Hello. Right then, this is his threat. Well then, ahem. The government of the United Kingdom has accepted its place alongside the Americans for many years. But the recent violence in Tunisia and the threats against the British people home and abroad have given the Crown and Parliament the need to examine our policy toward these terrorists. We cannot stand by and wait for American leadership to determine the fate of England. While we wish to work closely with the Americans in all things, my cabinet and I want more. And so, my right honourable gentlemen and ladies, we have made the decision to hire Hydra Consulting Group to help us to answer the question, what should the UK do to confront ISIS? It is my pleasure to introduce the members of Team UK. They are Jade Bowles, Tabitha Dantzler, Nathan Head, Victoria Kolsky, and Melissa Royal. Get it, Royal, England. Cheeky. Alrighty, on with you, then. Get to work. For Queen and Country.
Антнаф, ветурнта Путин телевизионный-тварк тахлармарет франтхед басманчимсов. Правда.
I am Vladimir Putin, the Soviet. Oops, I mean the Russians are in need of your help. As you know, we have long-standing issues in the Middle East and Syria is our friend. I was quite confident after the bipolar system went into oblivion and after the collapse of the Soviet Union, certain Western partners of ours, particularly the United States, were in a kind of euphoria, and instead of trying to create a new situation, good neighborly partner relations, they started to explore new free geopolitical spaces. Well, free in their view. And that is why Mother Russia must prevent the latest postmodern attempt of Western neo-imperial expansion. However, we do not like the terrorists. ISIS has threatened us directly and by their collaboration with the Chechen scum. We must do something. However, we are too busy consolidating our conquest in the Ukraine, and so, we have contracted the Hydra Consulting Group to help us answer the question, how should Russia deal with the threat of ISIS and the encroachment of the West? It pleases me to announce the members of Team Russia: Sarah Brash, Ambrielle Douglas, Holly Hughes, Quancha Lanes, and Caitlin Sanders. Des Vidania.
We now turn to Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki in Iraq as he attempts to hold his country together in the midst of sectarian violence and civil war.
Wow, what a year it has been. If anyone told me that running Iraq was going to be this challenging, I would have said, Saddam, you can keep it. Well, as you know, I need help. Time is of the essence, so I must be very careful. I need Hydra Consulting Group to help me to resolve this mess of a country. I have Sunni, Shia, Kurds and now access to contend with. Not to mention, Syria and Iran are my neighbors. I truly am caught between a rock and a hard place. Good, I can still laugh at myself in these difficult times. The money helps. Speaking of money, Iraq has authorized Hydra Consulting Group to provide policy advice for the following question. How should Iraq confront ISIS and maintain its sovereignty? The members of Team Iraq are as follows: Megan Bright, Nicolas Cilia, Alexis Jarvis, Joel McCallum, and Michael Towns. Help us, Hydra. You are our only hope.
BBC Channel 4 apologizes for the interruption as we bring you the latest from Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei from Tehran.
The people's holy war against secularism and Western extravagance has found us in a tough situation. For years, Iran has balanced itself against the forces of Saddam Hussein. And while we were happy to see him leave power, the vacuum that the Americans have left in Iraq is even less comforting. Instability, along with the persecution of our fellow Shia, we must be careful in our actions. Russia, the US and the lapdog of Israel, all represent threats to the revolution of Iran. And don't even get me started on the British. ISIS and the Iranian Revolution both came about due to the British and their failed designs on imperialism. If only the Americans will read a history book. Oh well, I digress. We've hired a fancy Western consultant to help us answer the following question. How should Iran confront the instability of the region, ISIS, to become the key regional power? We are fanatical in our announcement of the members of Team Iran: Chelsea Brown, Jonathan Fowler, Alana Johnson, Travis McGee, and John Yeddy. Assalamu alaikum.
We bring you now to the Islamic State and the representative of the Caliph Ibrahim, His Eminence Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi.
Assalamu alaikum, Western Infidel Consultants. I am the representative of the Most Holy Caliph Ibrahim, ruler of the Ummah and true defender of the Holy Faith. You know why you are here and why we have not yet made an example of your Western heathendom. The Islamic State of Iraq and Syria request your expertise. Hydra Consulting Group has been handsomely paid for our business. We need you to help us to answer the following question. How should the Islamic State confront its enemies? We welcome your advice, Team ISIS. Thomas Cardin, Austin Bowder, Emily Johnson, Sandra Morales, Dylan McAllister. You may not like us, but you work for us now. Ha ha, ha.
Hail Hydra.